Mayday! Someone's trying to take over our signal. It's the region presidents. They said it's their turn for an episode.
Hey, we got a hold of their signal. It's our turn now.
We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, rocking out parties, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible, 'cause we're unstoppable.
Welcome to episode 8 of the Minnesota FFA Weekly. I'm your host, Kelsey Beal.
I'm your host, Michael Moline.
I'm your host, Olivia Leslie.
You better brace yourself because this is one heck of an episode. We'll start off hearing how to make butter with our Region 5 and 6 presidents. Then we are going to look and see at our star and placement finalists.
Then we are going to cozy up around the fire and listen to our Region 4 president. And finally, we will hear from Dr. Sheehan, the Minnesota FFA State Advisor. Now, that's quite an episode, so we best get moving. First, let's churn over to Anna and Emilee as they show us the chemistry behind making butter.
Hello everyone, it is Emilee here. And have you ever wondered how butter is made? How does that creamy spread come from something as liquid as cow's milk? Well, today Anna and I are going to show you how to make it. All you'll need is cream and a jar to shake it in, just like Anna's doing right now. And just keep on shaking. While Anna's shaking the cream, I'm going to share some history about butter. Butter is an ancient prepared food that people have been making at least 4,000 years ago. Some of the earliest known recipes for making butter calls for the use of a container made out of animal skin. At least we have glass jars to do the trick today. As you shake the jar, you should have seen and heard the cream initially slosh around, and then gradually sloshing slowed as the cream thickened. As the cream is shaken, the fat molecules get out of position and clump together, eventually clumping so much that butter forms. At this point, the fat molecules have clearly separated from the liquid in the cream. When molecules are heated, they move faster because they have more energy. So this might be a long process, but some things that I've found that makes it go faster is having a karaoke party with yourself. Really bring out your inner Mariah Carey. Also, you can FaceTime your friends and you can talk to them. But at this point, Anna has shook it so much that she can hold it over her head. So I'm going to pass it over to Anna.
Alright, so picking back up here with Emilee, she is in the whipped cream stage of the butter process. And so really what's going to happen next is the globules are going to separate from the rest of the liquid. So what a globule is it's a really, really small membrane that's filled with fat molecules, so sort of like a really tiny water balloon. And so the globules are so small, and the fat is lighter than the water and it floats. So this is kind of creating like a stable suspension, and the bigger the globules, the slower it moves. So as her whipped cream turns to butter, you'll kind of hear like a clumping noise, and that is actually the butter and the buttermilk separating. And so as she continues to shake, she will get one big solid clump of butter, like so, and that will separate from the rest of the buttermilk, which can be used for different cooking or baking activities.
Thanks, Emilee and Anna. Everything is better with butter. Now we'll be hearing from our star finalists in placement as they describe their projects. Not only are these students at the top of their games, but they are striving for better.
I am Ben Olander from the Staples Motley FFA chapter in Region 2. I've had the opportunity to be employed at a variety of SAE experiences, ranging from working on my family's 325-acre farm to working at Olander Tooling Company, fabricating anything from hay feeder wagons to excavator thumbs, and finally working in my local gardens in High Tunnel to produce vegetables for my community. My responsibilities have grown to encompass all operations of our farm, building more complex projects and maximizing efficiencies. Through my experiences, I have produced over an estimated $20,000 in projects for Olander Tooling and have acquired skills I can apply in my future. Outside of my employments, I play baseball and basketball, and I'm in student council and NHS. I am also the Region 2 Secretary and our chapter president. I plan to continue my education at the University of Minnesota Crookston to major in agribusiness and agronomy in hopes of returning to the agriculture community in my future. I'd like to thank my current advisor, Mr. Ramstead, recently retired advisor, Mr. Lindgren, my bosses at all of my experiences, and my mom, dad, and 2 sisters for their support within these past years.
I am Cody Gifford from the RTR FFA chapter in Region 6. I work for my grandpa, Randy Nielsen, and his partner, Wayne Shears, on their crop farming operation in southwestern Minnesota. We raise corn and soybeans and farm around 3,400 acres of crop ground, some of which is owned and some is custom farmed. I have been working on the farm since I was 11 and started by running tillage equipment in the fall and progressively got more involved throughout the years. My SAE responsibilities include running machinery for all aspects of crop production as well as helping to maintain the equipment. My SAE highlight has been being able to work closely with my grandpa and grow my bond with him on the family farm. Outside of my SAE, I am actively involved in 4-H and National Honor Society. Next fall, I plan to attend SDSU in Brookings, South Dakota, majoring in agronomy. I'd like to thank my advisor, Miss Jen, my grandpas Bill Gifford and Randy Nielsen, my other employer, Wayne Shears, and my parents Brandon and Christy Gifford for helping me to succeed and grow my love for agriculture throughout my life.
I am Bailey Reamer from the Southwest Metro FFA chapter in Region 7. I've grown up around draft horses and I have been showing since I was 5. Throughout the years, I've gained more and more knowledge and responsibility about showing draft horses and the horses in general. I've shown and worked for numerous hitches, including Ames Percheron Farm, Schreiber Percherons, Morrison Farms, Young Living Percherons, and Yoder Hay Company. One of my greatest accomplishments was in 2018 when I won the World Percheron Congress Senior Youth Overall Showman. Throughout my years in high school, I participated on the varsity volleyball team, a wrestling manager, member of the Scott County Junior Fair Board, and lastly, the vice president of our chapter. I plan to attend SDSU in the fall of 2020 for a degree in animal science and/or agriculture business with plans to pursue a career in egg sales or animal nutrition and eventually an equine chiropractor. I would like to thank my advisor, Sarah Sherman, my parents, Randy and Stacey Reamer, and everyone within the draft horse community that has helped me to be the person I am today and helped me to succeed.
I am Rebecca Schrader from the Caledonia FFA chapter in Region 8. When I was 12, I started working on my family's dairy farm where we milk 160 Holstein cows and farm approximately 1,600 acres. I am responsible for managing the parlor, milking cows, feeding calves, and helping with fieldwork. Through FFA, I have participated in the dairy evaluation and milk quality teams as well as the Farm Bureau discussion meet. I also had the opportunity to represent Minnesota at the National FFA Convention last year as one of the finalists in the Dairy Production Proficiency Placement category. Outside of my job, I enjoy spending time with my family and friends, singing and playing my flute. Since graduating in 2018, I have been working full-time on the farm with a goal to one day own and operate my family farm. I would like to thank my advisors, Mr. Harguth, Mr. Larson, and Mr. McCormick for all of the help you have given me through my FFA experiences. I would also like to thank my uncle and parents for their help and guidance with my work on the farm over the last several years.
Some of Minnesota's finest, that's for sure. If you would like to have your SAE project spotlighted here on Minnesota FFA Weekly, just take out your phone, record a 2 to 4 minute video, and send it in to us here at minnesotaffa@gmail.com. Make sure to include lots of pictures and a good description of your SAE project. Up next, Julie and Elaina will be taking us through a new segment called You May Be. So sit back, relax, and see if you are.
I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith, born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the past and present generations of agriculturalists. And the promise of better ways through better days, or wetter. Even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us in the struggles of 40 years.
What is the second line of the first paragraph of the creed?
Smells like it's rotten! It's rotten! You know what? Okay, here we go. Well, no. Well.
Madam President,
Nathan.
I move to withdraw my motion.
That's a gorgeous bird. Wow. Well, her feathers are nice. Nice plumage. Well, yeah, alright. Alertness, awesome. I wonder if she's laying. Oh, yep.
Look, Julie, a wolf track.
You gonna use odd numbers? I'm not done yet.
Dang, take a look at the marbling on this girl.
Oh my goodness, what kind of spaniel is that? Well, no, King Charles? Well, no, sure. No, yep. Sure. Oh, math. Okay, calculator. No, I did not. I forgot my calculator. How could I forget my calculator? Oh my gosh, I have to do this by hand. Okay, here we go. Divide by 2. No, 2.2. Oh my goodness.
I don't know about you guys, but I fit way too many of those. Now, let's grab our blankets and cozy up and listen to Becca's Fireside Chats.
Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to Fireside Chats with Becca. In today's little chat, I'm going to talk about finding self-comfort and energy during these times of isolation. As we know, many of us people in FFA are big extroverts, and a lot of times our energy thrives off of seeing other people. So, what do we do in times that we can't see those people and we're just absolutely tired and don't feel like doing anything? Because I can tell you right now, I've been in that situation a lot lately. Here's some tips that I like to do to stay energized, and just a little disclaimer, might not work for you, but these are some things that I do personally in times of lack of energy. One of my favorite things to do, it might sound weird, but meditation helps a lot. So what this looks like for me usually is I'll find a dark, quiet room, light a couple candles, turn on some reflective music, and put my phone in a place where it's out of my reach, out of sight, out of mind. Just take 5 to 10 minutes and reflect on where you're at and allow yourself to be alone with your thoughts. After those 5 to 10 minutes, just move on with your day. It helps a lot, and I know for myself, after just taking some time to think, then I can get all those thoughts running through my head and then just move about with my day. Another thing that I like to do is get outside. Whether or not you're exercising, exercise helps a lot, but just getting fresh air, soaking in the vitamin D from the sun is an extreme mood booster. Breathing in the air of the indoors all day can make you feel extremely tired, and just get outside, spend some time outside, throw a ball to your dog, play catch. You know, it helps a lot. Third tip in boosting your mood, getting energy again, is turning on some hype music and just dancing it all off. Dance your feelings off, you know, turn on your favorite song, favorite artist, favorite band type of thing, and literally just like go to your room and just like dance for like 2 minutes. Drink a lot of water. Water is extremely good for your health, and staying hydrated has a lot of benefits. Drinking water will help relieve headaches. It's very good for your organs. You know, don't drink just pop all the time because that's not very good for you. If I have a water bottle within my reach, it literally just forces me to drink water, because if I can see it, I think about it, and then drink water. So stay hydrated. Call one of your friends up, or talk to your mom, or whoever's in the house. You need to talk to people, you know. Even if you can't see them in person, it helps a lot. Just, you know, a 5-minute phone call can do a lot. Or if there's literally no one to talk to, go to your dog or your cat or whatever pet you have. Or if you don't have any pets, talk to a plant. You know, go outside and talk to a tree. Like, you'll be getting fresh air too. 2 in 1. So that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening to this fireside chat, and have a good day. Stay energized.
Wise words from Becca. If we're not careful with that message, we may set the world on fire. But now, let's talk about last week's socially distant career development event. Last week, we challenged you to do various tasks for the Veterinary Science CDE. Today, we are excited to share this week's winners for that. Let's look at the screen.
This week's winner for the socially distant career development events is a three-way tie. Tied for first place is Philip Jobe from the Melrose FFA, Isabella Zinkin from Ricori FFA, and Olivia Seiberg from the Mankato FFA. Congratulations, everyone!
Now it's time for this week's socially distant CDE. It's the best informed green hand contest, the legendary Big Contest. Look at the link on our Facebook page or contact your advisor. Remember, the top 3 get one of these good old duffel bags with goodies inside, sponsored by the Minnesota FFA Foundation. Boop. Now it's time to talk with our Minnesota FFA advisor, Dr. Sheehan.
Hello Minnesota FFA members, my name is Zane Sheehan and I'm the State Supervisor of Agricultural Education and your Minnesota FFA State Advisor. At the Department of Ed, I provide guidance to our 200 agriculture, food, and natural resource programs, including more than 270 teachers and 35,000 students. Times are certainly hard right now, but I've always felt that it's our youth and our teachers that are going to solve our problems. FFA members and ag ed teachers are currently leading, often far before others are ever even realizing what the problems are. Our ag mechanics programs are 3D printing face shields for our local hospitals, and FFA chapters are gathering food for their local food banks. Our plant sales have been converted to online processes where people can pick up plants curbside so that they have flowers for their garden beds. And our teachers are collaborating and partnering across the state in new ways to teach you in your classes. But we've also been called to sacrifice. Not having state finals is going to be difficult, and not holding our summer programs in the same way that we always have in the past will be hard. But I'm proud of the work that we're doing. Please continue to laugh and celebrate your accomplishments as you wrap up your year. Come together to learn in your classes and your FFA projects and SAE projects, and continue to serve your communities, specifically those most at risk and most in need. In just 2 short weeks, we'll celebrate the 91st Minnesota FFA State Convention. During this exciting virtual event this year, we will celebrate our proficiency and star winners. We're going to recognize our top 10 FFA chapters and the unique awards and accomplishments of students across our state. We'll also meet our 2020-2021 Minnesota FFA State Officer team. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, back to the Minnesota State Officer team for more FFA Weekly.
Thank you, Dr. Sheehan, for always pointing us in the right direction.
Oh hi, you're still here. This brings us to the end of Minnesota FFA Weekly, Episode 8. Hit subscribe and join us next week on Thursday at 2:30 p.m. for our final episode of Minnesota FFA Weekly, where you can talk with the state officers and members from across the state of Minnesota. See you next time.
Lasagna is just spaghetti flavored cake.
Cows cannot cook.
If I pinch myself and it hurts, am I really strong or really weak? Ow.